Hey everybody, I just want to welcome you to a new series I'm doing. It's been a while, so I want to open this with something fun and exciting. Um, Basically, I'm going to be doing a read it. So it's for local artists, local authors that are unpublished and or just aspiring that want to get their written works out in front of a larger audience. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be reading their work to you guys. We're going to be doing a chapter or a section at a time, and then a little bit of a critique. And if you want to critique yourself in the comments, please do so. So this is the first ever episode of I Read It, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I'm going to enjoy getting some exposure to some of these new artists. So today I'm going to be featuring a local Texas artist by the name of David Jace, and I'll leave all his information below in the description. And the book that he is going to be putting out there for y'all is called Thassodar Jax, Galactic Ranger. So we're going to start from the get-go, and like I said, this is a read and critique. I'm going to make a little bit of some comments on it once I'm done, and if you have any comments or suggestions for this author, please do so in the comment section, and I'm sure he's going to love to read them. So if you also have any other books or short stories or anything that you would like me to read, please feel free to email me. I'll leave my email as well in the description below, so you can have that. And I can start showing off some artists and some awesome authors that I think need some exposure. So part 1, the prologues. Earth, 4,000 solar revolutions ago. Hermes stepped over the dusty skeleton in the doorway of the Titan ship. Even the uniform was too decayed now to be sure, but he thought it was the body of the operations officer. None of his family had even learned her name, as the captain had merely called her Ops. He spit on the skeleton as he entered without even a downward glance, as was his custom. He glanced back out the door to make sure he hadn't been followed, not that anyone could keep up with the god of speed. He didn't even remember the procedure that had given him the speed. He'd been too young, the youngest ever, in fact. He was only now reaching his 15th century by Earth's solar revolutions. It was usually done after reaching maturity, but war comes with uncommon needs, even for a royal family, or so he had been told. Inside the ship, he strolled past the prison cells along the hall. The cells still bore the marks from trying to hold the royal family, dents in the walls, bent bars, and in one cell, the scorch marks of lightning. This had been his father's cell, King Zeus. Beyond the prisoners' hallways lay the bridge. Hermes sat in the captain's chair. The long-dead Captain Kronos certainly didn't need it anymore. He activated the computer, and a screen slid down from the ceiling in front of him. The ship was unable to get news from Olympia, their homeworld, but it had a small collection of photos from before they crash-landed on this underdeveloped rock full of primitive, barely sentient creatures. Hermes viewed some cityscape images full of white columns. They duplicated here and there, New Kingdom, to feel more like home. Next, he reread the news reports leading up to the capture and banishment of the royal family. He stopped Onan a family photo. He looked so small. He'd been born a prince of an ancient and proud civilization. What was he now but a minor god to lesser creatures? Looking at the news reports made him feel as though he could actually hear the battles that had waged in opposition to the rightful royal family. An exceptionally loud thunderclap shook him from his nostalgia. That's real. He turned off the computer and raced to the doorway. The top of Mount Olympus was covered in low, dark clouds. Flashes of light and rolling pearls of sound looked like a thunderstorm, but Hermes knew better. They'd found them. Miles flew beneath his feet like leaves on the winds of a hurricane. In the time it would take one of the mortals to take a deep breath, he had reached Mount Olympus. At the top, where the dark clouds now swirled, stood their Terran palace, designed from memories of their homeworld by his lame uncle Hephaestus. Forgive me. His older twin siblings, Artemis and Apollo, were perched on the roof of the palace, firing arrows into the squads of attacking rangers. They were excellent archers, but the primitive weapons were no match against the more modern technologies of titanium polymer armor and sonic shields. Hermes raced past them and tripped a few, who landed with arrows through the small gaps in their armor. Here one in the neck, there one in the eye. Through the door he found some more fighting. Ares and Athena, wielding a sword and a battle axe respectively against a squad of armored rangers, using modern firearms. Such was the strength and skill of his royal siblings, and it was yet a battle hard fought on both sides. The white marbled room was taking more damage than either side, in Hermes' opinion. He looked for an opportunity to help. Before he could find it, Ares was hit in the shoulder by an electric bullet and went down, crackling with energy that made his body shake. Hermes screamed, cursing these rangers. Why couldn't they just leave them alone on this desolate planet? He raced from the room, looking for his father. He need only follow the flashes of lightning. King Zeus stood on the roof of the palace, yelling, cursing into the air at the patrol ships circling his position. They would make a strafing run to attack him, and he would bring the ship down with a bolt of lightning and another curse. He was the mightiest of the royal family, one of the most successful recipients of the royal procedure in their long history. But he was not a god. 2 ships came at him at the same time, one on each side. He saw them, lightning bolts flashing from his fingertips in each direction, striking both ships, but he never saw the ship approaching from behind. Hermes called warning, but it was too late, and not even he could outrace lightning itself. His father fell first, and Hermes raced to his side, tears in his eyes. He kneeled over King Zeus, searching for a heartbeat, a breath. A circle of rangers dropped all around them, weapons trained on both of them. He found a faint heartbeat, just as one of the rangers snapped cuffs on his wrist. Other rangers restrained his unconscious father. Hermes Olympian, you are hereby captured by order of the Galactic Council for violation of galactic law. You are charged with the murder of a prison ship crew. You are charged with the subjugation and abuse of a subspace sentient species. You will be tried and, if guilty, imprisoned for life. I didn't do anything. I'm just the messenger. As the prison transport ship took off, Hermes looked out the porthole. 2 missiles were jettisoned, and the beautiful palace of the Olympian gods crashed down the mountain in a landslide of rock, marble, and dreams. So, like I said, I'm going to be reading a chapter or a section at a time. This is the first prologue of Thassodar Jax, Galactic Ranger. Copyright Thassodar 2025. If you can't tell by now, I don't pre-read these. I'm not going to pre-read these. I want to make sure that I'm getting just as much of an insight in it as you are. I love the beginning of this. I'm already kind of hooked into the Olympian side of it. Forgive me if I don't know my ancient Greek names, but I'm liking it so far. Is there more to the story? Abso-freaking-lutely. I don't want to be that guy who's like, I want more, I want more, I want more. I'm sure a lot of it's going to be told in the rest of the book. I'm sure we're going to get more backstory to it. But so far, I think it's great. You know, a lot of descriptive verbiage, a lot of really awesome, you know, talking and moments of clarification on what's going on. There's certainly this very wantingness of more action in this scene, I guess. I want a little bit more of, you know, the action that's going on, but I really think it flows really well. But it's on you guys now, right? This is just my interpretation. I like certain books. You know, this isn't necessarily my genre, but I can get into it. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know how you guys see it, what you want to take out of it, what you want more of. You know, if there's anything in there that kind of fell short for you. You know, this is one of those things where it's going to help develop this written word. It's going to help develop these writers. So really do your best and, you know, give it your most conscious and positive criticisms that you can, so that writers can be better in the future. And that's what this is all about. This is all about making writers better. This is about making authors better. And this is about giving people a foundation and even a platform to get their writing out there so that they can publish themselves or they can get it published. And this is just the step 1 that I'm taking for, you know, these up and coming authors. So if you feel like you want to be part of the next book in my I'll Read That series, please feel free to reach out. Until next time, please like and subscribe, and hopefully you're going to enjoy this as much as I am. And, check back tomorrow for part 2. All right, have a great one, guys.